So now we'll move to your preparation phase, like when you were preparing for TISS. So how many mocks you gave for the TISS exam?
So I've given 5 to 10 mock interviews. So I've enrolled mock test. Sorry. Interviews also you help. So I have taken 5 to 10 setkings mock tests. Yes. So.
Great.
So it helped me a lot.
The same. I had given about 10 mock tests, and the same with interview. I practiced with CET King. Yeah.
Okay, great. So when you came for the interview here, what was your experience? It's called PIT-PI, right? So what is the difference between GDPI and a PIT-PI?
So for PIT, they have 2 rounds. So one is essay writing. They'll give 2 topics out of which you can choose one and write. And there is a group discussion after that. So that can happen. So for us, it was a case study. It can happen on a general topic on which you are evaluated.
So yeah, as she mentioned, so we have been asked to write an essay for under 20 minutes. So you have to analyze, you have to think, and then you have to write.
It's called PIT here.
Correct, PIT. And after that, and also it's not that it's you will eliminate it by after one interview, and it's a complete whole process. You start with writing, you're writing your essay, then it goes to GD, and then it goes to PI. GDPI. So after writing essay, you go to GD, group discussion. It happens on the case studies or anything. It could be a topic, it could be a general statement which you have. What do you think about it? How do you perceive it? And then you go to PI. So after PI, after there is a shortlisting. I think you are already aware of the process, how it goes.
Then they work normally. Okay. So how is the in general perception about the TISS PI? Like Ahmedabad is always TISS interview. Bajaj is a short interview, 2 minute interview. The person who takes an interview is already a CEO of a company. They'll judge you in 2 minutes your caliber and everything, the way you walk. आपके यहाँ कैसा होता? I mean, was it a stress interview or was it a very chilled out interview? Or they more talking about your work ex?
So mine was neither stressful nor chilled out, but I felt they wanted us to be more authentic. They wanted to know us inside out mainly. So there were questions on my hobbies, there were questions about my work experience. They covered all the areas of my life, and they wanted to basically know what I learned from even the hardest situation of my life.
That's a very generic statement. What question I was asked in the interview? What is your dream job? So that future job. So they wanted to see how I perceive and how I look for the futurist thing also. So that was a very interesting question. They asked me, what is your future job? So I preferred, because I was working with an organization that was very that focused very on the hard timings and everything was there. So what I preferred was like where I should have a work-life balance. That's it. That's the only answer I gave. So I want a job where I can balance my work and personal life. So I think why I was able to convert.
Yes.
Great. So any question you remember from the interview which was like a very scary one or very easy one or very important one for you, which you think you should mention here?
So yeah, so I had written my hobbies that I like reading books, and the last book I read was about Abdul Kalam. So they asked me to compare Abdul Kalam and Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, that's a very difficult question because they both are very great personalities. Nobody can find fault in any of them. And the following question was whom do you like more between your mother and father? I mean, that's a very difficult question to answer. You cannot choose one. You have to reason it out. So that was very difficult for me.
So I have mentioned mine.
Right. Okay, now I have one question. So number one, most of the students giving tests are also giving CAT and other exams as well. So how do you switch? And the interview, I perceive, this is my interaction with other students as well. One thing they are rejecting for is the moment you come across as a fake, number one, or you too capitalist. कि नहीं तुम्हें MBA करके पैसा कमाना है, like you said, I want a work-life balance. I think that was a turning point for you. They said नहीं, he is the guy I want. Because normally वो if you people, क्योंकि MBA वालों को IM दिखता है, CAT दिखता है, तो उनके लिए तो perception is like income. I want to earn more money. So do you feel that your answer, the student who are watching this video, they have to tone down their interviews towards social side or be normal as it is the way they are will work? It will work for them.
I think being authentic.
Yes.
Even if you don't have any relationship with HR, with social side will work.
See, if you'll focus on TISS, I have not done any social work in my life, but I was still able to convert it. So if you'll see, then only you have to work on your social life then, or on a social aspect, then only you'll be able to convert any college. I think that's not true. I think you have to be very authentic. What you have done, you have to be true, and you have to reflect your personality to the interviewer who is taking your interview.
rather than faking it out.
Rather than faking it out, because if you try to fake out, these people are very smart. They'll get to know, they will understand what. Yes, exactly. They'll get to know what you are faking and what you are not, and what you have done, because the knowledge which you carry with yourself will reflect that particular thing, what you have done or not. So I think being authentic is more what I prefer to do in an interview.
Yeah, like Shubham said, be authentic, because the people on the other side of table, they are experienced to find it out. Also, I think before going to the interview, what I did is I read my CV properly. I prepared what my learnings are from each area. So if I read a book or it is work experience, not the technical work, but other things that I would want to impart in my life, in my future career, in my life probably. So that's what the interviewers focus on.
Anyone of you is engineer?
Both
Both engineers, okay. Okay, so does that hamper, because that's one of the things people are scared of, कि इंटरव्यू में पूछेगा तो इंजीनियरिंग करके यहाँ क्यों आए हो? So that's where people start faking out things. कि नहीं मैं तो इंजीनियर था ही नहीं, मैं तो सोशली था, मैं तो बॉर्न ही सोशल था. So what was your answer and what should be the general answer in this case?
So I think the reason for pursuing higher studies, you should be very sure why you want to go for the studies. So for me, this was a personal calling. Despite doing engineering, I was not enjoying the technical kind of work. So I was very authentic with them. So give them a genuine.
Before MBA?
So I was with TCS.
Okay.
So give them a very honest answer. You don't have to fake it out. And even if you have done engineering and you probably didn't gain much from it, it's okay to accept that, because
that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Okay, so great. So that's all we have from us. So thank you very much for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.